Okay, hello ladies and gentlemen, Force over here, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. Last time, we dealt with the murder of Robert Hammond, as well as figuring out who caused the DL6 incident. Today, we finished the bonus mission, the bonus case in this episode, in this game. That being Episode 5, Rise from the Ashes. Let's do this. And I got my tea right here. It's a dark and stormy night. And somehow, at the same time, two different incidents take place. And all kinds of crazy things happen. It's been 2 months since Maya left the office. 2 months without a single trial. I've had offers, but none I took. That is, until the day that girl showed up. February 22nd, 10:02 a.m., Wright & Co. Law Offices. I just want to state for the record real quick before I continue with this. I do know that Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Trilogy just came out a few days ago, but I unfortunately do not have the amount of money to get it at the moment. But I am definitely trying to get it for sure, no question. But I'm mixing up my words. But once I do get it, I might do a special stream for that game where I just do the first part of the first case of each game. So that way we pretty much get a feel for it. But know that afterward that stream will probably be taken down, so that way, people are not going to be spoiled too much on the 3 games if they choose to want to play those games themselves, as well as wanting to follow the story all the way through without any sort of interruption. With that said, why do I come here to the office every day? It's not like I want to work. There you are! Finally! Where have you been? My sister's trial is tomorrow. Who are you? Who are you? It doesn't matter who I am, it only matters who you are! The famous defense attorney, Mia Fey! Oh, you're not Mia Fey, are you? I'm sorry, but Miss Mia Fey no longer works here. So you are the coffee boy? I'm Phoenix Wright, a defense attorney. Right. Wait! You're the Phoenix Wright? The Phoenix Wright from the Edgeworth murder case? Yes, that's correct. It wasn't Edgeworth who was murdered, though. That's a relief, then. You're better than nobody. I'm sorry. I'm afraid I'm not taking cases right now. But you are Phoenix Wright, right? The undefeated defense attorney? Look, I'm not accepting any new cases. I'm sorry, but you'll have to try elsewhere. Please! I'm out of time. But please, you have to help. It's my sister. Maya? Could it be? You know what's very ironic with this situation? Maya had to go through the same thing, but Phoenix was willing to back for her to help her find a defense attorney. And when he went to Marvin Grossberg, uh, he did not want to help Maya in that situation because of reasons that, if you want to know, you'll have to watch episode 2 for. That would be Turnabout Sisters. Uh, but if it's, but, you guys want it explained real quickly, it was basically because, he knew he instantly knew who killed, Mia, her sister, and he knew it wasn't Maya. But the reason why he didn't want to get involved was because he already gotten involved in that situation himself. The anime actually, I don't know if it's explained in the games, but they do explain in the anime version of Ace Attorney, what happened behind, the backstory behind why he didn't want to help her. And I'm not going to go into detail in case anybody does want to watch the anime. Okay, I'll hear you out. Really? Thank you so much. My name's Emma Sky. I'm a scientific investigator. Scientific investigator? Emma, was it? So you're a scientific investigator? Yes, that's right. Is something wrong? No, it's just you seem kind of jumpy. Or maybe just young? Young? I'll be 16 years old this year. Oh, I see. Wait, only 16? I'm said to be formally assigned to forensics in 3 more years. My work is becoming quite well known. At my age, no less. So what exactly is your current position then? Well, legally speaking, I guess you'd call me an 11th grader. But I'm ready to do my job, at my age no less. Great, another future professional in training. How very ironic for this character, right? Anyway, the case. So what's this about a case? You said the trial's tomorrow? My sister didn't do it. She wouldn't stab someone with a knife. She wouldn't. So, it's a murder case. I don't care if there's a witness who saw her do it. She didn't do it. I know she didn't do it. It's a scientific fact. And there's a witness. Just talk to her. You have to talk to her. Right. I suppose I will. I promised her I'd bring Mia Fey, but that's interesting. How would you know Mia? Scientific investigator. So, you want to be a scientific investigator when you grow up then? Excuse me? I'm not a child, I'll have you know. Still, it's good to have a goal, albeit a very unusual one. I believe investigations should be done scientifically. Don't you? Yeah. Sure can't fault her for a lack of enthusiasm. If this case is handled scientifically, I'm sure my sister's name will be cleared. Your sister? I've been doing research, you know. I'm developing a new scientific method of case investigation. I'll show you when I'm done. I'm looking forward to it. Guess I should get down to the detention center and talk to her sister. But first, relation to Mia. My sister asked for Mia specifically. This Mia Fey person was a few years below her in school. So they went to the same school, huh? She always told me to go to Mia if I ever needed a defense attorney. And well, I need one. Incidentally, Mia is a woman. Now that you mention it, thus it is more of a woman's name than a man's. Well, it's nice of you to help your sister out like this. You must be close. Yeah, way to make an assumption, Phoenix, you dumbass. Well, actually, with she gets like she is now, I kind of hate her. Huh? But she's my only family. Your only family? What about your parents? They died in a car crash when I was little. She says with a smile on her face. Oh, I'm sorry. She says that with a smile on her face. What the heck? See this? It's my attorney's badge. Ah, well, I've never seen a real one before. You're the first one who's actually been interested in mine, believe me. Its composition is mostly silver. The gold plating is plated a bit. She analyzed it scientifically. There doesn't appear to be any corrosion to the sulfides. I'd give you $50 for it. Sorry, but it's not for sale. Yet. Okay, so now we gotta go to the detention center. February 22nd, detention center visitors room. Now that I'm seeing this, I wish I streamed this game in 2022. 2/22/2022, there you go. Anyway, I probably actually have now that I think about it, but I doubt it. Anyway! I wonder what's wrong with Emma. She got quiet all of a sudden as soon as we arrived. Guard. I thought I told you I didn't want visitors. Sorry, ma'am. It's just your sister. No excuses. Or did you not want to raise this year? Understood, ma'am. What was that all about? Hi, Lana. Funny. I seem to remember specifically telling you not to come here. Perhaps my memory is failing. Look, I didn't want to come here either, okay? But your trial's tomorrow and you still don't have a defense attorney. I'll be the one in court tomorrow. This has nothing to do with you, Emma. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Hey, how do you know me? Mia mentioned you. I've heard quite a bit. I'm sorry. What exactly is it that you do? My name is Lana. Lana Sky. I'm chief prosecutor for this district. You're a prosecutor? Two sisters. One a lawyer. Could this be a coincidence? No, it isn't. Emma. Lana. I mean, they're just like Maya and Mia. I know exactly where he's going with this. Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? The case. There's something you should know from the start. Which is, the suspect in this case has confessed to the crime. Huh? Wait! But the suspect is me. I did it. Well, Mr. Wright? Well, why don't you begin by telling me exactly what happened? The crime took place yesterday, February 21st at 5:15 p.m. That's quite specific. It was in the witness's deposition. A witness clearly saw me committing the crime. My, that was a bit of bad luck, wasn't it? The crime took place in the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. The prosecutor's office, huh? In your subordinate's car? Classy. I was arrested on the spot. Caught red-handed, as it were. Oh, that's just great. The victim. So who was the victim? An investigator with the police department. I suppose the correct term is detective. A detective? Death was due to a loss of blood. He was stabbed once in the stomach. By you? Death wasn't immediate, but the wound was fatal. I see. Allow me to repeat myself, Mr. Wright. The victim was a detective. You know what that means, don't you? Uh-oh. What, Mr. Wright? What does it mean? Well, it means the police department will consider it a matter of pride to have me found guilty. They will use any means at their disposal to do so. This case gets worse and worse with everything I learn. Lana, so you're the chief prosecutor? That is correct. I'm responsible for overseeing every trial handled by prosecutors in this district. I make sure the prosecutors have what they need to do the job and manage every aspect. Those are my responsibilities in a nutshell. That's an awfully large nutshell. Still, I'm a little surprised. I would think you'd recognize the district's chief prosecutor, Mr. Wright. Huh? In fact, it seems impossible you wouldn't. Lana? What happened to your hand? Oh, this? I cut myself by accident. When I stabbed him, that is. Huh? I'm not very good at being a criminal, I suppose. How am I supposed to defend this? Time to change the subject. Wait, she was in the class ahead of me, wasn't she? Your badge looks new. I polish it daily. In a few years the gold plating will flake off. Then we'll see the real you. Gah! Whatever happened to innocent small talk? Give it 3 years. Then we'll see what you have become. Alright, I just wanted to see what she says to that. You were in school with Mia, correct? A few years above her? Emma told you that too, did she? Well, why not? I did drag him all the way here from his office. Although it seems he has very little in common with Mia. Hey! It was in law school. I was in my 3rd year and she was adulting the class. She was different than the other students. Different? She was strong. She'd do anything to become a defense attorney. Anything. That was probably why she was attracted to me. Excuse... She doesn't mean it like that, Phoenix. Calm down. Shit. Excuse me? Intellectually attracted. Lana was top of her class in school. I was the best there was. Oh. I'm doing pretty good in school too, by the way. It sounds a bit different when Emma says it. Well, Mr. Wright? Excuse me? As you can plainly see, I am admitting my guilt. I think it's safe to say, there's no way you can win this case. None. But Lana! Why? Why are you doing this to me? You never think of anyone but yourself. I know you didn't do it, Lana. I know. So how can you say you did? If I lose you, I'll be all alone. I hate you, Lana. Mr. Wright? Yes? I believe our discussion here is ended. The rest, I leave to you. You mean you're requesting my services as your defense? Don't lose any sleep over it. Your client has confessed after all. The case is over. Right. I'll do what I can to get to the bottom of this. Lana has confessed to the crime, yes. But something doesn't fit. It's that look in Emma's eyes. There's something else going on here. And I'm going to find out what. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. Huh? About what? My sister. She's not always like that, you know. I just never expected to be defending another prosecutor again. She's changed a lot. She used to be so gentle, always smiling. Everybody liked her. I see. Sorry, but I'm having trouble imagining that. What happened to her? I don't know for certain myself. I think maybe she... well, maybe not. Sounds like there's something there that defies a simple scientific explanation. Let's go check out this underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office, shall we? Okay! Alright, time to go to the underground parking lot. Because the detention center, it'd be pointless to go down to the detention center again right now. Anyway, February 22nd, prosecutor's office, underground parking lot. So this is the lot where it all happened? Looks like they're still investigating. Funny that my first visit in the prosecutor's office should be like this. Hey everyone! Keep up the good work! Hey! What are you thinking? Well, they are going to be my coworkers 3 years from now after all. No harm in saying hello. Actually, there is. You know, attorneys aren't supposed to examine crime scenes. I'm trying not to stand out too much here, see? Hey there! Hey there! Wait, hey there! You expect to go unnoticed here, partner? 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 What do we have here? Looks like a bambina got loose from the ranch and is up to no good. Folks gotta learn to keep them doggies tied down, partner. Mr. Marshall. Marshall? Looks more like a sheriff to me. Look here, bambina. I know how you feel. But this is my gang's gold strike, see? Strike? This is our claim, our territory, with a mother load of evidence. If you're fixing to mess with what's ours, you'll regret it, partner. You know what dreams this guy died in the desert dream? You want to? What's this guy talking about? You head along home now. Happy trails, bambina. Was that a hombre, a friend of yours? Kind of, sort of. Yeah, he's a detective. Who thinks he's a sheriff from the Wild West, it seems. This is where the cars leave the lot. The arrow on the ground makes it look more like an entrance. What are you talking about? It's plainly an exit. Well, maybe it's both. Kind of a dual purpose? Aha! The theory of relativity. What? I've gotta write this down. Ah! Hey, Mr. Wright! Maybe you know, was Mr. Relativity German? Or was he British? Mr. Relativity? Are you sure that was his name? Look! A stylish glass-walled room! Very nice! You can see the whole parking lot from in there. It says security. Perhaps it's a cafe? Huh? Cafe security. Yeah, that must be it. Let's check it out later. I hate to break it to you, but I think that's probably just a security guard office. You know I scored a 97 on my science test the other day. Too bad they don't have a test for common sense. Look, a door! This must mean something. I'm not sure that doors mean anything. No, it won't open! A mysterious lock! I fail to see what's mysterious about it. Mr. Wright, you need to learn to enjoy life more. Let's finish our investigation first, shall we? Aha! A ladder! That's a step ladder. What's the difference? In scientific terms, please. Scientific, huh? Look at the basic nature of things, Mr. Wright. This all seems so horribly familiar somehow. Episode 3, Turnabout Samurai. There's your answer. What's this? A wallet? Excuse me, officer! Wait! What are you doing, Mr. Wright? What am I doing? I just found this wallet, so I'm handing it over to the police. I don't believe it. This is real basic. Anything at a crime scene is evidence. Let's be scientific about this, please. Just put it in your pocket. How is that scientific? Sounds like theft to me. Wallet hastily stuffed in the pocket. A foldable wallet found at the crime scene. There seems to be something inside. I'm called to duty already, and at my tender age. Here, I'll teach you the trick to examining evidence in detail, okay? By the way, her eyes are sparkling. I can tell she's been waiting for this. Okay now. Look at the court record. You have to be sure to examine every evidence carefully on all sides. Now let's start examining from every angle. Oh, there's something in there, alright. Oh, look! I think there might be a clue here. You should check it out with the press of the X button. This is an ID card. Sergeant Bruce Goodman. ID number 5842189. See? Well, isn't scientific investigation useful? I guess. I don't see what science has to do with it. Goodman's ID added to the court record. Let's be sure to examine every piece of evidence we find. I guess I've got to be on my toes from now on. This wall is in our way. It's got a faucet for water. Wait, I know! This wall is merely a facade, hiding the truth. This is no wall, but a water tank! I fail to see how it makes any difference either way. An oil drum. Looks like it's filled with water. It's heavy. I can't even budge it. The drum over here is on its side. Wait, I know. I'll hide in here and do a stakeout. I think you'll probably just get arrested. In fact, you may not even have to hide in the drum to get arrested. What? I'm not suspicious. No, but you might do suspicious things if you're not careful. Well, no time to waste. Let's get hunting for clues. I wonder what this is. Well, partner, looks like you got no intention of going home quietly. The sheriff. Like I said before, this here's our claim. You'd best be moseying along, unless you're fixing to bite the bullet. Scary. Could you just tell us one thing? Who owns that car? Well, the little filly's got a good nose on her. You wanna know who rides that red Mustang with the body in her saddle, eh? Please! No problem, partner. Got time for vittles anyway. Get yourself to the saloon up on the 12th floor of the prosecutor's office. Might just find you a cerveza you might like. Prosecutor's office? What does this guy think he is? And when, for that matter? Now to self-look up Vittles Saloon Cerveza. Maybe we should check out room 1202, the High Prosecutor's office. In any case, stay away from the car. You can look around here all you like, just keep your paws off our claim. Right, great. Great! Maybe there are some clues around here, Mr. Wright. Let's check it out. Excuse me. Were you two all set? Us? What's this? She couldn't be. You're selling lunches? Here? This is a crime scene. Hello? Half and half, was it? Oh, thanks. And you, sir? Yes? Some crunchy goodness coming at you. Thanks. Interesting way of doing business. This area is off limits to anyone without clearance, especially passers-by. Or are you officers? No, but you don't exactly look like the type to have clearance. Well, that's hardly a way to greet someone. Even if my days as the cough-up queen are over. Cough-up? Huh? You know, I'm feeling kind of full. Maybe I'll pass on lunch. I'm quite connected to this place, you see. The images are burned into my eyes, you might say. Yes, all the sordid secrets. Secrets? Dear me, you are a slow one, aren't you? I'm referring to the murder, the stabbing of that detective. What? A witness clearly saw me committing the crime. You mean you're the witness my sister was talking about? Please, Cough-Up Queen, tell us what happened. The name is Angel Star. Don't you go forgetting it. Or before you know it, I'll have you whimpering at my heels. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, she means it. The case. Somehow, I knew. Yesterday was a day of destiny. I knew something was going to happen. Just like I know that the daily special on Friday's sweet is salmon. Destiny? Was yesterday's speech special for someone? You're a defense attorney, right? You should know then. You should know the foul misdeeds of the evil ones who haunt this den of inequality. The evil ones? Prosecutors. They have no qualms at all about being blackening the name of innocence. And yesterday they paid homage to the most evil one of all. They gave us an elevator to the prosecutors. What a farce. So she's saying there was some sort of prosecutor's intervention yesterday. I was almost completely compelled to the ladies at their lunches. That's foul. Did you have a personal grievance against prosecutors or something? Or is that some kind of scientific evidence of this, evil? Young miss, you block me on you at your own risk. You'll soon find out why they call me the cough-up queen. Ew! The most heinous of all the evil ones, the one they awarded yesterday, is in his car that they found the body. Proof that he devours the evilest lunches after all. Really? Really what? I'm totally confused. One thing's clear. This lunch lady has a thing against prosecutors. What you witnessed? So what exactly was it that you witnessed, Miss Starr? It was a fascinating spectacle, to be sure. I now feel I know what they would say when they talk about a woman's wrath. To see Lana wield that knife so... Her knife flashed in anger, and Brittle was suddenly to an... Hold on, let me rephrase this. His knife flashed in anger, bringing him to a sad end. It was truly a sight to see. You mean you saw the very moment of the crime? The sound of his silvery ties to this world, will be cruelly still on 10 rings in my ear. And the rhythmic beat of Lana Sky's knife. Wait a second. You know Lana Sky? Of course. It's quite a feat, becoming chief prosecutor. How many lunchboxes of sin did she pack that journey, I wonder? She always travels light. How is this video lets me to know the chief prosecutor's name? Angel. Could we ask you a bit about yourself, Miss Starr? I come here every day to sell lunches. I import only to the freshest and far beast from the east. For some reason the boss lunches are a hit here. Why not make the lunches here rather than promoted, as they were, yeah. Did you say something? No! Only true consumers will understand. See here. The kind you can only tell someone who has tried General Tusso's Trilogy ice cream set. Alright, never mind. You win. I don't even want to appreciate the part of the Trilobyte's favor. I don't even want to appreciate the part of a Trilobyte's flavor. Anyway, I come here every day to sell lunches. My boyfriend works in the security room here at the prosecutor's office. Your boyfriend? See this security room over there? The last walled booth? I sell my lunches and since I'm here anyway, I drop in to see him. Let's see. Since you're you're here anyway, I guess spelling lunches is more of a romance than a bromance. See here. So to scientifically analyze the data available so far, you, Miss Star, are a lunch vendor with an ulterior motive for coming here. Very useful analysis. Not. Prosecutor's office. So did you have a bad experience with Mr. Star? Did you have a bad experience with the prosecutor, Miss Star? I sense some hostility. Hostility. Perhaps. Hostility? Perhaps. Prosecutors are all alike, and the bigger they get, the worse they smell. Alright. Kinda like 10-year-old class in the chowder. I never thought I was involved in a weird sort of accident that had legal trouble in the past. That'd sure be a cue for a kidney. All food poisoning, of course. Scientifically, Phoenix, that'd be a sure cause of food poisoning, scientifically speaking, of course. I mean, now you're the coffee queen. I thought she was just a lunch vendor, but now I'm not so sure. A defense attorney must be able to fight. How about you? Do you think you can win this? How about tackling Lunchbox's Pickle Supreme Lunchbox? Wow, it's really comfortable. A kind of pickles? Kind of sad lunch. Kind of a sad lunch if you ask me. Yeah, I'm gonna get me some more tea here shortly, don't worry. About this card. Lunchland vendors only accept cash, no cards. Especially not a card belonging to someone else. No, this isn't a crime card, it's an ID card. It belongs to a detective. Uh, no, no, this isn't a credit card, it's an ID card. It belongs to a detective. And you're showing this to me, that lunch lady. Why? That's like showing a fine honeyed ham to a detective. Why do I always feel like I'm being mocked? Alright. I'm pressing the wrong buttons now. Alright, we're going to the High Prosecutor's office now. February 22nd, High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, I just felt the need to look at something here. Sorry about that. Yeah, I just noticed a notification on my phone, getting a text from somebody. Uh, I'm not gonna say who because it is of a personal nature, and it's not negative, serious, but it is something I needed to read. Uh, but in any case, I'm actually gonna go ahead, take a little breather. I'm gonna get me some more tea, because I noticed I was dozing off a little bit, so I will be right back. Okay, I have returned. I forgot my damn tea. I had to do something else out there real quick, but let me get my tea. I'll be right back. Okay, now I am officially back. Let's do this. February 22nd, High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. This is the kind of room that just screams, I can do the job. Quite a change from your office, really. Thanks. Look! There's a trophy or something here. A trophy? Wait, what? That shield? It takes a real nerve to display stuff like this. Whoever's office this is, they must be a real stuck-up jerk. Phoenix Wright. You never tire of prying into other people's business, do you? That voice. Long time no see, Edgeworth. Huh? Ah! Mr. Edgeworth! You know him from somewhere? Of course! I'm his biggest fan! My sister introduced us once and... Right, her sister is the chief prosecutor after all. Well, what brings you here? I'll warn you, I've been known to be a real stuck-up jerk. No, did I? No! It was just Mr. Wright here. Hey! Don't blame me! We're just here to investigate a murder case. Murder? A body was found in this nasty bright red sports car in the parking lot. That would be my car. What of it? What? Your car? I'll say one thing, she certainly can scream. The case. So the body was found in your car? Go ahead, say it right. You think I did it, don't you? After you went through all that trouble. After you went through all that trouble to help me last year, no less. No, we don't think you did it. I mean, it was my sister who stabbed him. Wait, no, she didn't do that. I mean... Wait. So you're the chief prosecutor's little sister, then? Yes, sir. Emma Sky. It's nice to meet you again. Now that didn't sound forced at all. Ah, now I remember. You've really grown. I'll admit it was a surprise for me too. To think that my own car would become the scene of a murder. More surprising still, I've been forced to prove my superior's guilt. I can understand. Wait, what did you say? Honor Sky is the chief prosecutor, the top prosecutor in the district. She can't prosecute herself, so I'll be the prosecutor at the trial tomorrow. You? Mr. Edgeworth. Edgeworth. To be honest, it's a bit of a miracle I'm still here at all. What do you mean? Rumors. You've heard the rumors about me, haven't you? Miles Edgeworth. It's hard to remember a time when there weren't rumors about this guy. Forging evidence, arranging false testimony, illegal searches, you name it. Thanks to you, my innocence was established in the trial at the end of last year. However, there are some who say I'm the one responsible for the current incident. What? That's crazy! Some people need very little excuse to think ill of others. It's a fact of life, impossible to stop. But some of them even go so far as to present me with toys like this. They think it's funny. Toys? That bronze shield? There's gotta be a story behind that one. Honest Sky. Chief Prosecutor Sky? Yes. We first worked together on a case 2 years ago. It was my first big case. That's right, I remember. 2 years ago. I wasn't even a lawyer yet. Since then, I always felt that she was looking out for me. It appears I was mistaken. Mistaken? Why? I mean, I know she's not the warmest person, but I'm sure she felt some responsibility for you. Then, why? Why did she stab someone in the trunk of my car? Not only that, she stabbed him with my knife. What? Mr. Edgeworth, your knife was the murder weapon? To be specific, it was the knife I keep in the toolbox in the trunk of my car. Edgeworth's knife added to the court record. The murder weapon, usually in Edgeworth's toolbox. Traces of victim's blood, no prints. Mr. Edgeworth? What? Are you sure you didn't do it? Come on, can't he take a joke? You have a strange sense of humor, Mr. Wright. I once dreamed of being a defense attorney a long time ago. What? You wanted to be a defense attorney, Mr. Edgeworth? Yet my path is laid out clearly before me. I have no time to reflect on what might have been. Say, Edgeworth, I was wondering about this. Mr. Wright! Huh? What? Are you sure you should be showing that to Mr. Edgeworth? Oh, he'll take it for sure, won't he? I wish I could be on the same side as Mr. Edgeworth, but then my sister would be found guilty. If she sighs any deeper, I'm gonna start getting depressed. It's against my policy to discuss evidence with the defense, especially with you. He doesn't like you very much, does he, Mr. Wright? Nah, with Edgeworth it's never personal. It's all about winning tomorrow. Whoa! These are all the case files? They're stacked up to the ceiling. There's even a ladder. Odd. I thought Edgeworth wasn't good with heights. He must have someone fit them for him. Strange. Why did I just picture Detective Gumshoe? He must study this case report so closely. He's so cool! You wouldn't say that if you saw him sweating bullets up on that ladder. Hey, a chessboard! I'm not too up on my chess, but it looks like blue's in a bit of a tight spot. The red knights have surrounded the blue pawn. Huh? Those horses are mounted knights. Their swords have really sharp edges. And check out that poor pawn. His head is kind of spiky. Kind of reminds me of you. Mr. Edwards must be an avid chess player. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? Edges surrounded upon with spiky hair. Nah, it's nothing. The work desk. Quite tidy as one might expect. What a nice desk. Easy to use and easy on the eyes. It's polished so I can see my own reflection. Strange. Why did I just picture Detective Gumshoe? Maybe I'll take the name plaque as a souvenir. Don't. He'll sue you. Whoa! What a view! It must be nice to have an office on the 12th floor. I bet you would feel important. Incidentally, were you to jump out of this window the time until impact? Were you to jump out of this window, the time until impact of the ground would be... Got it! Approximately 3.23 seconds. That's handy to know. My, what an amazing bouquet. Just right for Mr. Edgeworth. No kidding. Hey, there's a card on it. Back from the dead. Wendy. Wendy? I've heard that name somewhere before. And beside it, a giant steel samurai. Wow, I want one. Huh? There's something written on the bottom of his foot. Between a rock and a hard place, Wendy. Wendy? Is she Mr. Edgeworth's fiancée? I don't think so. Wow, this jacket is even lacier than his usual ones. This must be his lucky trial jacket. Lucky jacket, right. I've never seen him wear it. I'm sure there's a story behind why it's in a frame. Maybe I'll be naughty and take a picture. She's getting way too excited about this. Mr. Edgeworth is such a comfy sofa. Sofas like this make me want to curl up and take a nap. I bet he pores over his face paws here until the wee hours of the morning. Then he takes off his jacket, rolls up his sleeves, and goes to sleep using his arms as a pillow. I don't believe it. She's actually dreaming about about Edgeworth working. I bet in the morning he has sofa hair and the little creases in his cheek from the seams. He's so cool! Sofa hair is cool? What? I've been wondering, what the heck is this? It has a big K on it. Prosecutors. Huh? What's that? It's the King of Prosecutors trophy. King of Prosecutors? It's a great honor. They send that shield to the best prosecutor each year. What? So? So that K. That's... K stands for King? Yeah, you got a problem with that? I didn't design the thing. King of Prosecutors. Kind of like Employee of the Month, only better. Not really if it involves the year. King of Prosecutors trophy added to the court record. Given to Edgeworth, King of Prosecutors at the PD on the day of the murder. So that's the King of Prosecutors shield, huh? Well done, Edgeworth. You must be proud to be the King of Prosecutors. Congratulations, King of Prosecutors! Please stop saying that. That still doesn't explain one thing. Why is the tip of the shield broken off? So basically this says you were the best of the best last year, huh? You can take that foolish grin elsewhere, right? I lost a day of work to receive that travesty. Huh? Why is that? I had to go to the police department to receive that broken shield. The police department? Yes, right next to the police station downtown. You've been there, haven't you? Where Detective Gumshoe works? Yeah. I was wondering something about your shield. Why is it broken? What does it matter? I've got more important things to worry about. Oh, right. He doesn't seem too concerned about his award, for better or for worse. Yesterday was a very busy day with the prosecutor's office. Maybe we should ask him more about yesterday? The day of the crime. Could you tell me more about yesterday, the day of the murder? Yesterday was the annual cleaning day at the prosecutor's office. Cleaning day? Working with the police department, we sort and file all evidence for solved cases. We call it evidence transferal. Wiping your hands of old cases, in other words. Oh, and another thing. The ceremony was held at the police department. There's an annual review and awards for outstanding police officers and prosecutors. And that's where you got that shield? I was at the police department yesterday afternoon. I got back here at 5:12. That's very precise. People like myself and Mr. Edgeworth pride ourselves on our precision, Mr. Wright. No, I place little faith in my memory. The only thing I trust is solid evidence. Edgeworth's parking stub added to the court record. Record of parking in the prosecutor's office lot entered at 5:12 p.m. This is the parking stub from the underground lot. The murder took place around 5:15. So the murder happened right after you got back. What, right? I'd appreciate it if you direct that suspicious glare elsewhere. Excuse me! My name's Mr. Edgeworth. Anywhere on the premises? I'm Edgeworth. What is it? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. Report? What? Did you find new evidence in the case against Chief Prosecutor Skies? I don't like the way this conversation is going at all. Skies, sir? No, sir! No name of that kind, sir! Not in this report, sir! I think I just heard Edgeworth's lid blow. Mr. Edgeworth's lid isn't on very tight, is it? I made a clear request to the police department, did I not? I need to focus on the trial tomorrow, so don't bring me anything unrelated. Sir! But sir! I'm just following orders, sir. They told me to bring this to you. I wasn't aware of the particulars of your arrangement with... Give me your name. Yes, sir. Meekins, sir. Officer Meekins. Right. Officer Meekins, take your report and leave. And good luck with that raise next month. But sir, I didn't know. Poor guy. Looks like he was absent on the day they gave out brains and good luck. Right. Yes, sir? You caught me off guard. As you can see, I'm busy. You may leave now. Let's do what he says, Mr. Wright. The victim was a detective from the same department as that patrolman just now. Go down to the police department. You can ask more there. Thanks. It seems to finally calm down at least. Now let's take a look at something here. Oh. So this is what the back of the badge looks like. And I always thought it had a safety pin. Each badge has a number carved into it. That way you can tell which attorney it belongs to. You mean you couldn't lend your badge to anyone? No, I'd be found out right away. Well, that's no fun. A name and ID number are written here. Sergeant Bruce Goodman, ID number 5842189. I wonder why they only use numbers for IDs. What else would they use? Letters, silly! They're the reason we have a written language in the first place. True. Sergeant Bruce Goodman, ID Yabba Dabba. Yabba Dab. See? Wouldn't that be better? Yabba Dab? Well, it does have a certain ring to it. Exactly my point! It doesn't take much to amuse her. Also, they just referenced the Flintstones. That's all we're gonna get out of that one. This must be the victim's blood, right? Either that or Edward cut himself peeling an apple. What's Edward doing with a knife like this anyway? Hey! Maybe he spends his weekends roughing it in the wild. Edward? In the wild? I think my fruit peeling theory is more likely. Are you kidding? I always pictured him as an outdoorsman. Now there's a scary thought. Hey, check it out! There's a metal plate here! It looks like the names of all the previous recipients are engraved on it. Wow, one guy's listed a bunch of times! One Karma. I guess he must be a foreigner? Yeah, that's probably it. Well, wherever he's from, he must have been an amazing prosecutor. I'd like to meet this Mr. Von Karma sometime. When she says it, his name does have kind of a ring to it. That's cause that name is a reference. Hey, fist bump. Miles Edwards, 1712. This is dated the day of the crime. The murder took place 3 minutes after Edwards parked his car. If only he was held up at a couple of extra red lights, he wouldn't have been caught up in this whole affair. Perhaps. It just goes to show you never know what'll happen when you run a yellow light. A defense attorney must be able to fight. How about you? Do you think you can win? How about tackling Lunchman's Pickle Supreme Lunch Box? Wow, it's really crunchy. A box of pickles? Kind of a sad lunch if you ask me. About this card. Lunchman's vendors only accept cash, no cards. Especially not a card belonging to someone else. No, this isn't a credit card, it's an ID card. It belongs to a detective. And you're showing this to me, the lunch lady, why? That's like showing a fine honeyed ham to a detective. Why do I always feel like I'm being mocked? Did you take a look at this? You! Yes? You said you wanted some hot tea, right? No, but thanks. You didn't even look at me. Ooh, you must have had to brew the leaves a long time to get rich flavor like this. We pre-infuse the leaves with steam before brewing. I knew it! So that's the secret to their aroma. Exquisite! The only thing I'm smelling here is wasted time. Oh yeah, so we can't go over there quite yet still. But we can go over here. February 22nd, Police Department entrance. Whew, we're finally here. Why would they put the police department so far away from the prosecutor's office? Beats me. That took almost 30 minutes by taxi. That bad. The police department, huh? I've only ever been to criminal affairs next door. Hold on. What's that? Disturbing! Why does it undulate like that? Oh wait, I know. This is the Blue Badger. They're trying to make him the police mascot. Wow, Mr. Wright, you sure know a lot about the police. Still, he does seem familiar somehow. Forget the Blue Badger. Who's that next to him? Someone appears to be dancing with the Blue Badger. Uh-oh, he noticed me. He sure is running over here fast. Hey, pal! What are you doing here? That's my line, Detective Gumshoe. Specifically, why were you dancing over there? What? Well, at least he doesn't seem to be busy. This is our chance to get information. Hey! I'll have you know I'm a very busy man, pal. The taste. I'll give you one word of advice, pal. You'd better not agree to defend the suspect in this case. Why not? Huh? Well, it's just that the chief prosecutor has confessed to the crime. She said she summoned the detective to the prosecutor's office, and she killed him. But what if she's not telling the truth? Yes, well, no. Come on, pal. There's plenty of evidence against her. But what if the evidence was faked? Hey, pal. Can I speak to you for a second? Huh? Me? Why is this little girl so peeved at me? She's a relative to the suspect. She's Lana Sky's sister. Whoa! The chief prosecutor's little sister? Just please investigate this case carefully, okay? Scientifically. Yes, sir. Oh, by the way, you might want to keep your voices down. You don't want to be overheard using words like faked. Huh? It's a sensitive issue with us these days. The investigation. So, what are you doing here, Detective Gumshoe? Me? Oh, well, nothing really. They kicked me out of criminal affairs. Detective Gumshoe, what did you do this time? What do you mean this time? Then, what happened? I know things are busy right now. I mean, with my sister's case and all. It's true. We've never had a chief prosecutor murder anyone before. Only the highest ranked people are being led into criminal affairs now. The lowest ranking guy in there is our chief of detectives. They're not letting any of us rank and file detectives in at all. None of you? I know this is an important trial, but isn't that a little odd? So anyway, I thought I'd spend the day getting the Badger dance down pat. Isn't there anything else you could be doing? The chief of police himself is directing this investigation, pal. And Officer Marshall was assigned to the underground parking lot. Officer Marshall. Now that I think about it, Emma did seem to know that Marshall guy. A patrolman in charge of a crime scene. It's unheard of, pal! Detective, here's my attorney's badge. You show this to me every time we meet, pal. Real men show their police badge. Enough said. I wish I had a badge. Even an ID card would be nice. Wait. Speaking of ID cards, I found that detective's card, didn't I? Detective Gumshoe? What can you tell me about this? Huh? Hey, pal! This is a detective's ID card! You can't just keep that! You have to turn it into the police! It's people like you that get me into so much trouble all the time! Data Detective Gumshoe must drop his card a lot. Let's see. Bruce Goodman. Goodman. Sounds familiar. Nah, my mistake. But didn't you work together? Whoa! Now I remember! In case you guys didn't know what she was going to say, she was asking if he remembered if the two of them worked in criminal affairs. Bruce Goodman! He's the victim! That's what I thought. Can you tell us more, Detective Gumshoe? Found in Mr. Edwards' car, stabbed with Mr. Edwards' knife, huh? What would drive Chief Prosecutor Sky to do such a thing? Well, wait, I didn't mean... I mean, sure, of course someone else really did it. Someone who must have had a grudge against Mr. Edgeworth. The car and the knife do seem a little too well organized to be a coincidence. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. What could have happened? We have to find a little more about what's going on with Edgeworth. Hey, that's it! That's the Peanut Prosecutor's Award that Mr. Edgeworth got yesterday! Were you at the award ceremony, Detective Gumshoe? Hold it, need to pause real quick. Not pause, but you know what I mean. Alright, okay, I'm back. Of course, pal! I got an award for diligence myself! Congratulations! I was wondering, why is the award a shield? And why is it broken? Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later. Apparently he's forgotten. But I was proud of Mr. Edwards for winning that award. Even with all the naysayers of the prosecutor's office. Naysayers? Must be because of the rumors. Bruce Goodman. So, this ID card belonged to the victim? He was a detective like myself. Detective Bruce Goodman. Don't you think it's strange? I mean, why would the victim's ID card be lying on the ground where we found it? Well, Detective Goodman should have been at the police department yesterday. There was an evidence transferal for a case he handled 2 years ago. Evidence transferal. Mr. Edgeworth mentioned that too. But Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Well, that's the thing. It's hard to say this, but word is that Chief Prosecutor Sky called him out there to the parking lot. And Lon is confessing as much. Edgeworth's troubles. He's in a tough spot again. Again? Well, it all started with the murder of that defense attorney, Hammond. But Mr. Edgeworth was found innocent. Listen, pal, There have always been rumors about Mr. Edgeworth. Forging evidence, making deals with witnesses. Nothing outright, but there were always whispered rumors. Ever since he was accused of murder, no one's whispering. They're practically shouting. But there's no evidence against him. Well, Mr. Edgeworth has always had unusually strong ties to the department higher-ups. It's only natural that people would be suspicious. I had no idea he was under the gun. Anyway, this latest case has started a new rumor. People say the only reason he took the case was because he's aiming for the chief prosecutor position himself. What? But I know the truth, pal. Nobody wants to be the one who has to prosecute the chief prosecutor. Mr. Edgeworth is biting the bullet on this one. He's doing this for all of us. Here, see this? I've noticed that defense attorneys have a tendency to want to show people things. What is this, a behavioral study of lawyers? Yeah, I'm thinking of where we gotta go next. I've presented her all of this, and I've talked to her about everything. Mr. Edgeworth's not in here anymore. Mr. Wright, do you know why patrol cars are painted black and white? No idea. Why? Well, I think they're designed after a panda. A panda? Not that I have scientific proof, it's just a theory. Do you mind me asking how you came up with that theory? It was when I was on a school trip. I saw a patrol car and it came to me. We had just been at the zoo, see? What about zebras? Or do they not have those at your zoo? Look at that patrolman is saluting the other guy. He must be a detective. And I said, hey, you do that? Hey, you do that? Hey, you do that. You're super big cold, buddy. That's hilarious, sir. I laughed so hard I cried. I guess he wasn't saluting. He was wiping tears from his eyes. They make a good pair. The detectives in there look pretty busy. Just imagine, right now, behind those doors, a police drama in action. Somehow the thought fails to excite me. I was wondering about that. What? A dancing blue badger? It's my masterpiece! You made this, Detective Gumshoe? The chief threw together some designs, and I just did my thing, pal. Nice work. It's battery powered, so it can go anywhere. There's no switch, so it just dances until the batteries die. Poor Blue Badger, fated to dance until he drops. Blue Badger panel added to the court record. A work of art designed by the Chief of Detectives and created by Detective Gumshoe. Oh, we finally got it through here. Okay. I sometimes forget about that Blue Badger being being part of the case. And that's all I know about that. I'm not officially on the case, you know. Thank you. Why aren't you handling the case, Detective Gumshoe? We met the guy who is. Wait, hold on. We met the guy who is. What was his name? The guy in the parking lot? That'd be Officer Marshall. He was appointed directly by the Chief of Police. Officer Marshall. Is he some kind of Wild West sheriff or something? No, Jake Marshall's just a regular officer. From West LA. For a moment there, I wasn't sure. Look, pal, let me try to make things a little easier for you. Show them this, and I'll let you examine the crime scene. Maybe. Detective Gumshoe's letter of introduction added to the court record. Received from Detective Gumshoe. Allows Barrett to investigate the crime scene. I'll be surprised if this gets us anywhere. Just act like you're supposed to be there and nobody will look at you twice, pal. I don't know why they... Alright, so now we can move to the underground parking lot. February 22nd, Prosecutor's Office, underground parking lot. Looks like the investigation is still going. I have to be getting back to the shop. Sorry. Looks like I'll be stuck in this pit till the sun sleeps. I'll see you in my dreams tonight then, baby. Oh, still here? Hello. Why the surprised looks? Didn't I mention? I've got a boyfriend in criminal affairs too. What happened to the security guard? I do want to say for the record that I know of somebody that goes through that. I know of something that this. I forget what the word. I forget the word, but I know there are people that are okay with having multiple boyfriends or girlfriends for that matter, or like that's like a personal preference for them. I know of that definition, but I forget what the word is. I think it's I'm not gonna try to say the word because I don't wanna get it wrong. But we're moving on anyway. Hey, what's wrong, Mayamina? You're looking like a doggy that's lost its herd. Jake Marshall. Strange guy to put in charge of a crime scene. The victim. There's something I wanted to ask you. The scene of the crime, a cold grave for men who lost their dreams. And me, I watch over them as they sleep, dreaming of the desert's harsh judgment. He's asleep. Well, should we show this helpless case something that catches interest? There's something I want to ask you. Yeah, so we gotta present. Would you mind reading this for me? What's this? I warn you, fan letters to me go right into the spittoon. It's a letter of introduction from Detective Gumshoe. May we investigate? Gumshoe? Oh, that old cow dog? He holding a birthday party or something? Huh? Look, where it should say letter of introduction, it says invitation. Ah, I think I just miswrote it. Wait, why am I getting all defensive here? No worries, as soon as it's from Detective Gumshoe, better than a blood test. Guess I'd better let you in then. Thank you, Officer Marshall. Oh, that's right, he's a patrolman, not a detective. Which reminds me, Hey, wait a sec. Isn't a crime scene supposed to be handled by a detective or higher? Well, folks, the blues are calling. Welcome to our gold strike. Be like the settler, strike out for lands unknown. Manifest destiny. Let's have a hootenanny. Note to self, police investigations are like settling lands. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say? I say I won't be needing this anymore. Detective Gumshoe's letter of introduction crumpled and discarded. Alright, compadre, count to 3. Huh? You gotta do that if you're going to draw evidence on someone. That's what we do in Texas. Remind me never to visit Texas. I say your badge looks pretty round. Our badge is a star, a lone star, shining in the nighttime sky. A beam of light illuminating the evildoers who come in the dark of night. Note to self, evildoers are weak against starlight. Hey, that's a sheriff's badge. So now we can finally examine the crime scene. B block is through here. That's where visitors park. I can see the lunchman car over there, far in the distance. Hey, you're right. I like the cute design on the door. I can see a cartoon cow munching down on a juicy-looking steak. Doesn't that strike you as a little creepy? Just don't think too deeply about it and you'll be fine. This appears to be the car where the body was found. It looks like the lock on the trunk is busted. The crime took place in the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. Quite a luxury car. It just screams, I have money to burn. Yeah, prosecutors get the big bucks. This rope, is it? Yep, they laid it in the outline of the victim's body. So wait, the victim must have died when the killer closed the trunk on him. You have got to be the only person I know that would come to that conclusion. What's this? Looks like a note of some sort. Look, something's written on it. You're right. Let's see. 67S 12/2. There's a name printed on the paper above that. Goodman. Maybe it fell out of his pocket when he was killed. Well, so? What does it mean, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? Note to self, and deductive reason, go to Edgeworth, not Wright. I'm sure Edgeworth wouldn't know what this means either. Goodman's note added to the court record. This looks like a cell phone. Scientific analysis would suggest this belongs to the victim. I can't think of anyone else it could belong to. What's so scientific about that? Should we check it out? Right, let's check it out. I don't know why they gotta have us do this correctly. It makes no sense to me. Man, what a boring strap. What's wrong with it? Everyone has a different taste, you know. Here, check out mine. It's a pink princess. Here, check out mine. It's a pink princess strap. These are hard to come by, you know. I see the series is as popular as ever with the kids. This phone's still on the redial screen. Redial? Mr. Wright, most phones keep a record of all the calls you've made and received. You just press the blue button to display the last number you called. Convenient, isn't it? I'm surprised you didn't know about it. Sorry to disappoint you, but even I know about things like redial. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. It's just you never know with people from your generation. Whatever. Let's check this phone out. Now to see who the owner of this phone called last. Note to self, a defense attorney doesn't think first, he just pushes the button. Hey! That song! I know that! Hey, what's going on over there? Sorry. I see you, partner. You pressed redial on that there phone, didn't you? Well, yeah. Whose phone is this anyway? It was on the ground over there. Whose is it? That belongs to Chief Prosecutor Sky. What? It's my sister's? She apparently dropped him when she was taken into custody right after the crime. Look, the last call was made right when the murder occurred. Looks like she was fixing to call someone. Instead, she only spoke for a few seconds according to this. Who did she call? No idea. Sorry, partner. Now I got a question for you, partner. I heard a phone ring just now. One of them new-fangled ringtones. Oh? That? Oh. I'm sorry, that was my phone. What? Your phone? Yeah, it's kind of strange, but someone called me right as we picked up the other phone. The wrong number. I hope you're not lying. They shoot you for that in Texas, partner. Uh-oh, I'm inside of the wrath of the Lone Star Patrolman. Cell phone added to the court record. What's that? Some kind of police passport? This is Detective Goodman's ID card, strangely enough. They found it a good distance away from the crime scene. Good distance in this rat hole? If you want distance, you get yourself to Texas. Texas. This is a tiny little crime scene in a tiny little town with tiny little evidence. What difference does a few yards make, compadre? Note to self, if you encounter suspicious evidence, think of Texas. There's no better way to study than to hang out with the pros. Oh, whoops, wrong button. Ah, toy shield. Sister boy whale. What exactly could you shield with that? A toy knife, maybe? Sir Marshall, don't you have anything good to say about Mr. Edgeworth? You don't like him, right? You don't like him, right? We get the point. You know, when I was a detective, I got one of these. Let me guess. Did it have a claim for the detectives on it? Hey, they could use the same shield over and over. Note to self, the prosecutor's office of criminal affairs are surprisingly cheap. You know it. They've gotten cheaper with every passing year, I tell you. 5:12 p.m. The prospector's bright red steed came in at a trot real slow like. A trot? My Madonna tells me the crime occurred 3 minutes later. So it seems the chief prosecutor was lying in wait. Maybe waiting for her prince to ride in on his bright red horse. So what you mean is, the killer intended to use Edward's car all along. His sister's cell phone. The last time it was used was 5:18, right after Goodman was killed. Maybe she was canceling her date for the night? Why did Lana make that call? We're gonna have to ask her about it. Officer Marshall, could you tell us more about the victim? Good men always die young. Remember that, partner. Could you be a little more specific? Bruce Goodman. He was a detective, right? Well, aren't you a feisty doggy there now? Detective Goodman was stabbed here at 5:15. The smiling Madonna told me the tale. I simply means the witness, Miss Angel Starr. One stab to the chest, a fine piece of work. This here's the autopsy report. Goodman's autopsy report added to the court record. Death due to loss of blood, one knife wound. Died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. Was my sister involved with the victim in any way? Funny you should mention that, Bambina. The prosecutor signed Detective Goodman had nothing in common at all. Nothing in common? They apparently worked together on a case a few years back. So, there's no motive. Goodman wasn't a particularly gifted detective. That's one reason why he didn't do as much work with the chief prosecutor. But my sister called the victim here on the day of the murder, right? Here to this parking lot? So it seems, by calling an unarmed man to a shootout at high noon. Marshall. I don't mean any offense, but Officer Marshall, you're a patrolman, right? Not a detective? You calling me out? They shoot you for that in Texas. Huh? I was one of them fancy shoe detectives till 2 years ago, to tell you the truth. Oh, really? Now he tells me. But you're a patrolman now, so how can you be in charge of a crime scene? None of this by you, does it, Bambina? So why are you in charge? No reason. We're just showing on hands right now. I'm keeping an eye out in the meantime. That's odd, though. Detective Gumshoe was saying he had nothing to do. Nothing important, at least. He's nothing but a sad old cowdog that can't find his tail. Maybe it's because he runs with that Edgeworth, eh? Edgeworth? That cowdog's been kicked out of this cattle run by order of the chief of police. Just he don't realize it yet. Detective Gumshoe kicked out of the investigation? Honest eye. So there's no connection between Detective Goodman and my sister. That's correct, but there's a gold mine of evidence against her. And the prospector tomorrow is none other than Edgeworth himself. I'm afraid your sister's fate is decided, Bambina. Many condolences. Officer Marshall. Yeah, Bambina? How can you say that? You and my sister. You were... Is there something between this cop and her sister that I don't know about? I apologize, Bambina. Something must have gotten to me. Maybe it's that dry wind. Maybe it's that dry wind that's blowing through the prospector's office. Dry wind or ill will. Someone's up to something here. But who? Officer Atmosphere. Suspicions about Edgeworth have been flying around for nearly 2 years now. Forged evidence and arranging testimonies, you mean? He was unbeatable because he did whatever it took to win. Unbeatable, that is, until he met you. But rumors are just rumors, aren't they? These are prosecutors we're talking about. Evidence is everything to them. If you follow the rumors about Edward to their source, you find one person. But they're off limits. Untouchable, you might say. One person? Who? I hate to say this, but it's your sister, Bambina. Chief Prospector Lorna Sky. What? My sister? Edward couldn't rustle all those cattle by himself. Some people load their guns with bullets. Some people load them with steel. What, you're saying Edward was making deals to win trials? Where there's gunshots, there's bound to be bullets. That's what the old timers say. There's a big old secret hidden around here somewhere. Everyone knows it. Is that why Detective Gumshoe was taken off the case? Did they target him because he was closest to Edgeworth? So, well, how are we doing, Mr. Wright? I guess we've got some clues. We have an autopsy report, a note from the victim, and a cell phone. So, you think we'll be okay? Well, the only thing still bothering me is that Lana is confessing to the crime. She says she did it. No problem. I can guarantee that she's not the criminal. Oh, by the way, Emma? Yes? I know that song your phone plays when it rings. What? Do you guys recognize it? It's the Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it? That popular TV show for kids? The phone that rang earlier wasn't mine. It was yours. At 5:18, just after the murder took place, your sister called you, didn't she, Emma? I'm sorry. Could you tell me what you talked about? She hung up right away. I see. Cell phone updated on the court record. Property of Lana Tsai. Last call made to her sister Emma at 5:18 on the day of the murder. The detective is murdered and the suspect is the top prosecutor in the district. I've got a bad feeling about this. Like, maybe I still don't know everything that went on here. We're gonna be doing... So this is gonna be a bit different, okay? I will be doing... in the case of in this episode, I will be doing this investigation and then this upcoming trial. So basically we're gonna do that, but we will be saving the final day of the trial for itself. Because to me personally, this whole case is going to be a whole lot of twists and turns going around, especially during the trials. So that's why I'm choosing to end the streams on the trials to kind of make you guys think, what's going to happen next? I don't know, but we're going to find out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go ahead and take a little breather from this. I will be right back. Okay, I have returned. Let's do this. February 23rd. February 23rd, just 9:34 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there are still a lot of gray areas. Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area. Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes? A defense attorney should never believe in their client. The defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Miss Sky, you remind me a lot of Mia. But there is one decisive difference between you and her. And that is, you're not a defense attorney. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. Damn, he actually burned her a bit right there, jeez. My first trial without a Fae helping me. No one's going to bail me out this time. I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth about all by myself. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way. February 23rd, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 9. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in the courtroom since this trial. I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was trash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office slot. Wow, he's much more forceful in person. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to a crime. A professional witness. Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Star, to the stand. The Gotham Queen? Haven't I seen you before somewhere? You ordered the caviar lunch, right? Oh-ho! Caviar! I've never eaten caviar before! The judge is really wolfing it down. And for you, I have a Fiesta Bowl. Thanks. Will the witness state her name and profession? And you, sir. Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. Well, Your Honor, how does it taste? So this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty, it hurts. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? Name, profession, now! Me? The name is Angel Star. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. The prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating. Hurry it up! Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime. Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional. Huh? What exactly does that mean? Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Starr was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective. What? Miss Starr was a detective? Ah! I know who you are. Cough up? Cough up, Queen Angel Star, Your Honor. Long time no see. Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Starr. Just who is this lady? If I might have the court's attention over here. The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutors' spaces, yes? The crime took place by a car in the back of A block in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with this knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness and an arrest was made on the spot. And who was this valiant witness? Why, it was me, Your Honor. Parking lot floor plans added to the court record. The parking lot with Edgeworth's car. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime? Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor. It seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright? I can't agree on principle, Your Honor. It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining? If you can. Then give them your worst, Miss Starr. Wait, are they talking about me? Witness testimony. Witness's account. Somehow I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend? How touching. As you can see, there is no room for doubt. The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman. So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed? I'm still thinking about that. It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Cross-examination. Witness's account. How did you know? I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime, yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted. Given that they are used to erase inconvenient evidence at their whim, killing off an detective I knew too much is merely an extension of that. Miss Starr, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one. Laid off? She was fired. To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I am a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless. Very well. You may continue, Miss Starr. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend. This boyfriend, he's the detective? Not that boyfriend, the security guard. That boyfriend? You have several? Yes, this boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants. I'll stick with the lunches, thanks. Note to self, the judge had to think before replying. The security guard room is in the lot in A block. It's up on the second level so you can see everything from there. That would be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunchboxes by car? Since I am a visitor now, I parked in B block. So, she was in B block when she witnessed the crime. When I sensed something, perhaps it was my finely honed detective intuition at work. Hey, Tyler, how you doing tonight? Road 850 and 900 subs, yeah! Well, yeah, more 850 because we're not quite there yet. We're almost there by 12 different, by 12 numbers. We're almost there. Just need 12 more and we'll reach that number. I'm doing pretty good, thank you for asking. You sensed something? So you're saying you had a premonition of the murder? It feels like, how would you say, oh yes. It was like the feelings you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds. I have no idea what that means. Speaking of a detective's intuition, wasn't the victim, Mr. Bruce Goodman, also a detective? Yes, well, he was like a young cheese. A young cheese? A pale white cheese not yet tangly with experience on the streets. A greenhorn. Well, that must be hard, yellowed, and sharp as a tack. Yeah, with the odor of an old cheese to match. Wow, Emma, how dare you be like that with the judge? In any case, there in the lot, I felt something stirring in the back of my mind. Through the wire fence, I saw the two prosecutors standing next to a garish car. By garish car, you mean Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes. Mr. Edgeworth? Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth. Wasn't it? Indeed it was. What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you are sure it was the defendant? I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I am certain it was her. If she's telling the truth, we're doomed. Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick. Witness, in your testimony, you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness. You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie. Huh? Rookie? Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. I'll fry you like a fritter. Crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. That was inspiring. I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You could cry plagiarism? I may be relegated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed. A photograph? You took this? The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap! I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunch boxes is rigged with a camera. I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now? You think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs. Well, this is most certainly the defendant. Crime photo added to the court record. The moment of the crime is photographed by Angel Starr. Did you notice something off about that picture? Uh-oh, that is I just want to point something out here real quick. If you notice, she wears a muffler. She's wearing this muffler around her neck. Or a scarf if you want to be more casual. But yet, this photo does not show her with the muffler on her neck. She is wearing what looks to be a jacket. Well, it is a jacket, a bloody jacket. But where is her muffler at? And even then, you don't see her stabbing anybody at that point. So, did she really stab somebody? Uh-oh. That is unmistakably honest guy. So, what was the defendant doing at the time? The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying. Well, I'd say the blade was about 4 inches long. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is your knife, after all. Yes, that's about right. Prosecutors are by nature well versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set. You can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg. I mean, a person. Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor. So the defendant was holding a knife. What then? What the hell was that? I just felt a vibration on my floor. I just felt a vibration on my floor. And she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no? The defense has a point. Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late. Too late? Yes. The next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon. I see. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. You said that before. Anything else? Scientifically speaking, Miss Starr's testimony is flawless. Sounds pretty fatal to me. What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty? Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calmer. Don't smile like that! Ah, we got something here. Objection! Just for context, she said she saw her holding a knife. Do you see a knife in her hands? 'Cause I sure don't. And you witnessed this? You saw Miss Sky stab the victim with the knife? As I've already said, yes. I swear on my finest salmon swirl lunch. I'm sure that is a fine lunch. But, isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. This is the photograph you took at the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Miss Stein not holding a knife? Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection. That had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth. Yet he was still stronger than your ever-feeble mind, Mr. Wright. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing. And how can you tell that? Blood splatter. Huh? See the dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's coat? But it's a black and white photograph. Ah, yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem. No problem. Except you. Mr. Wright, are you going to just sit there and take that kind of abuse? Ah, you got a better idea? You know what I always do in this situation? Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies. That's it? If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understood it, but good advice. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor's eye was cold, calculating, like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder. Premeditated? How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph. Well, are those gloves? Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves! Wah! These gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation. Premeditated murder is a serious offense. Witness, add this to your testimony. The murderer was planted. The rubber gloves proved it. Prove it. What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves? Like driving gloves? The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves of the kind used for autopsies. In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do murder. It's the only possible conclusion one could make. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime. Ah! Impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force, Miss Starr. This is bad. She's got them thinking this was all planned. If she can prove this claim, the trial is already over. I've got to think of a way to show that this wasn't premeditated. So obviously something's not right with that statement. I'm going after anything that I feel like could be the thing here. Oh, wrong button. Oh, what? That last statement has to have something on it. I will be honest, I only did that as a random guess. Well, let's roll with it. Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell box lunches for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edwards' trunk. Indeed, it is my knife. What's with this case? The bloody murder weapon, a red car, all belonging to the prosecutor there? The defendant is the chief prosecutor for the district, right? Mommy, are prosecutors bad people? The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony. What's that, rookie? In your testimony, you stated that Lana Sky planned this murder. And that's why she was wearing those special gloves. Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing? The murder weapon! Oh. This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon. That's a good point. Order! Great. Now the tide is turning in our favor. Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free. Right. I believe the next one she'll be eating is humble pie. What? I hope you aren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such a trifling detail. But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Bah. The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. Damn! He just roasted her, dude. The defendant Lana Sky murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecution need prove. Nothing else. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now? But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she have been wearing... I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. How dare you? How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Really now. Witness testimony. Angel's deduction. Lana Sky intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. It does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it? So if I ordered a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy? In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness. I think I noticed a contradiction there. That was easy. If you didn't see, she said she stabbed him again and again. But if you look, it says 1 knife wound. So, I am no murderer. But I'm pretty certain if you were going to try to stab someone again and again, you likely wouldn't stab them in the same place over and over and over again. You would likely stab in multiple areas just to make it go quicker. I'm just saying. You say she stabbed him again and again, but you couldn't have witnessed that. Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my moss surprise. I'm afraid the moss is going under our feet as we wait, Miss Star. What do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this. Well, take a look. The autopsy report states that the death was due to a loss of blood from 1 stab wound. Aha! You're right! Good show, Mr. Edgeworth! What a hunk! He's my hero, really! What about my objection? No one noticed? Well, witness? You got the crime scene set, right? Oh, thanks. I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood. I always believed that. But now I realize that such mistakes are possible. So, you're saying you mistook something for blood? When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood in her breast. Splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice. Then tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify! Her red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was. Where was her muffler?
Objection!
Remember that picture?
Objection!
Sorry, demand an explanation. Edgewood, why are you still in the spotlight, you dick? He's an asshole right now. I literally just watched this, Dubus Scoobus video of, what they call a typical Ace Attorney trial. And this scene has it starts off with, the judge saying something about evidence proving Maya was innocent. But then you objection! Oh, God damn it! I just, well, Mr. Wright, you may have proven that she didn't do it, but then who did do it? Huh? I don't know. Just didn't prove she didn't do it. I don't know. I think he's got a little. I mean, he's got a little bit of a point, you know. Wait, what? I mean, it couldn't have been the air, and I also like well, the only suspect was Maya, and it couldn't have been the air, and I also like object permanence, so it might still be Maya. I just gave you 20 pieces of evidence proves it didn't do it. Nope, it's not happening. Don't know what it is. Nope, it's not happening. Sorry, nope, not my brain. It's the detective's job to find the killer on this fucking defense. And, you know, it goes on like that. If you're an Ace Attorney fan, I would recommend watching that, as well as the prequel to it. It's really funny. But for those that don't know, does she have a muffler on? I pointed it out earlier, but she didn't have her muffler on. The witness is clearly not suited for detective work. What? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you proved it yourself with this photograph. Huh? What's that? That can't be! Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly clueless. Congratulations! Perhaps you've finally found your true calling in life. Harsh words, but good. In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails. What was my objection? Chopped liver? But it was there. A scarf. No, not that, but something red, really. Well now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business. What? Very well, witness. Continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that. Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least. Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony. The most important part? The part where your sister stabs the victim. This next testimony might just be the moment of truth. She's got her game face on now, dude. Witness testimony. Apprehending the suspect. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile. Okay, taking a reference from the Borg of Star Trek from Star Trek, okay. You are quite determined about the scarf, aren't you? I strike like a snake and fight like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star. That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake. Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten. No thanks. Note to self, Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites. We're all weak to poisonous snake bites. Even the remotely dangerous snake bites. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, tipped over an oil drum. An oil drum? Hard to imagine. Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rawr! Very well, Mr. Wright. Cross-examination, if you will. Cross-examination. Apprehending the suspect. So where is this partition on the floor plan? I'm sure she means this wall next to the car. That's right. There was a wall there, about 6 feet high. She was obviously trying to hide herself. Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do. And what did you do then? I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Okay, that picture was behind that chain link fence. How did she get over there? You say it quickly. Were you close to the suspect? As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time. Maybe I should press her for more details. I always save every time we're met with a decision to either object or to press further on something, but you never know. I'd like to see this on the floor plans, just to be safe. The Lunchland car she was a visitor, though she was parked in B block. So you witnessed the murder from here? That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes. Is that correct, Miss Starr? Yes, that's... She's stammering, She's stammering now. What's up with that? Yes, that's right. Well, there was a chain link fence in front of you? I went over it, of course. Amazing! The golf-up queen, lunch lady athlete indeed. It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence, so she couldn't have gotten to my sister that fast. Yeah, that fence was about 9 feet high, too. So how did Miss Sky not get away? The rest of it, she mentioned the muffler. She mentioned the muffler? What exactly did she say? If I remembered exactly, I would have told you in my testimony. Cheeky. Anyway, all I heard her say was the word muffler. Just that one word? So, what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else? Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone. Her phone? She can't mean... Like I said, I'm gonna keep doing this every time. My phone? Do you mean this cell phone discovered at the crime scene? Yes, ultimately. Ultimately, my memory. It's like a salmon heading upstream, you see. No, the court doesn't see, Miss Starr. The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall. On the wall? That's right. Near the car, there was an emergency phone on the wall. Apparently it was out of order. And so she used her cell phone? Indeed. The emergency phone was out of order that day. Good witnessing, witness. Good witnessing? Whatever happened to good testifying? You should, of course, add this to your testimony. It seems I did to please this rookie defense attorney. Lana's cell phone updated in the court record. I saw it all, how she tried to phone on the wall but had to use her cell instead. Do you think you could restate your testimony for the court? Aha! I was going to ask the same thing! I'll only say this one time, so listen close, rookies. The chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. Then she picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. So she pulled her own cell phone out of her pocket. And during that time, you climbed over the chain link fence. Then when I boldly grabbed her arm, the chief prosecutor hung up her phone. And you saw her doing this? Uh-oh. What is it, Mr. Wright? She made to escape. Can you be more specific? She brushed aside my hand and ran. It was a terrible sight to see, like a dollop of lard on a pâté à foie gras. Huh? She even tipped over an oil drum at me. An oil drum? There was an oil drum lying on its side at the scene of the crime. But it's strange. What's that? If she wanted to escape, why didn't she run the other way? The other... Oh! The parking lot entrance. That's right. It doesn't make any sense that she would run from behind the partition to the oil drums. Excellent! More mysteries! I wish we could solve a few before finding more, though. So this guy tried to run? I'm sorry my sister is so suspicious, Mr. Wright. Not as sorry as I am. But she didn't do it! You have to believe me! I already know where the problem might lie. But look, she said she saw it all. She tried to use the phone on the wall, but had to use her cell phone instead. If you look at the telephone, if you look at this thing here, she said she was in B block, but she's saying Lana went behind the partition, which would be that wall on the right by the middle of on the upper half of the middle of the room. And so while she was dealing with the telephone and then called for the cell phone, she climbed over the chain link fence to arrest her. Problem, if Lana was hiding behind that partition up by the telephone, how could she see everything? Miss Starr, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Skye. The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Well, who would have thought you would be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? You who, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago. Well, Miss Starr, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this? I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me, and I'll make you cough it all up. Let's look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't possibly have seen Miss Sky making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. That emergency phone was on the back side of this partition. If indeed you were a B-block, you couldn't have seen it! What? Order! What is the meaning of this? It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch. She's coughing up lies! That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question? Tell us exactly what lie this witness has told the court. Here's where the counterattack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong. The witness lied about where she saw it. She had to have. I want to save it here just in case, but it's gotta be because of where she saw it. Miss Sky tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Miss Starr to lie about it. Pointless to lie. I see. But say the witness did actually see Miss Starr using the emergency phone. It would mean Miss Starr witnessed the crime from a different location. A different location? Now that's a pointless lie if I ever heard one. Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it. Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime? All the testimony we've heard up till now points in one direction. The place of where Miss Starr witnessed the crime was here. Had to be the security room. This is the only place where she could have been. The security guard room? Indeed, the security room in the underground parking lot is well positioned. It's built on the second floor so you can see the entire lot. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are many other places where she could have seen the phone. Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness, not being part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park in A block. The only place where she could have seen the crime and the back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony, you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Starr, how many years have I been getting the better of men? To think that the tables could be turned. Today, a man has gotten the better of Angel Starr. Not that way, guys. Shut up. Order! Witness! What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better. I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished. And I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails. The guilty. Is she talking about Miss Sky? Mr. Wright? Doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Sky lie? It doesn't make sense. Huh? She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything. Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. That truth still stands. It still stands? I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. What? If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. So tell us what her reason was, Mr. Wright. Huh? Me? Who else? Mr. Wright, let's review what we know. Miss Starr witnessed a crime from the security guard station. But she lied and said she saw it from B block. It must make a vital difference. But what? What would change? So I can already tell what would be the incorrect answer. I can already tell the biggest incorrect answer here would be difference in lighting. But you got two different ways it could be. Distance to the crime and angle of view to the crime. We'll try angle of view to the crime, and if not, we'll do distance to the crime. Why the angle at which you saw the crime occur would change? The angle? What do you mean? Well, the security guard station is on the second floor, and, she would have sort of a more 3D view of the crime. And this is important. Why? Perhaps you'd like to reconsider, Mr. Wright? Yep, it was... I knew it was one or the other, but I couldn't remember which one it was. But this one would make sense, though, now. It changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime. My condolences, Mr. Wright. But one look at the full plans and it's quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what she could see. What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Sty? Well, witness? You. Yes? You ordered these squid wheels, right? The quality of my lunches has gone from low to inedible. I was bringing up here PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend. Boysenberry for the boyfriend. He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station. And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene. But the door was locked. I couldn't open it. Yeah, that's a hell of a walk. That's why I had to go to the visitors' parking in B block. That's quite a detour. It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime. 5 minutes? This changes things considerably. But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic sport. You have a point. And the sport is a wonderful invention. Would you like another caviar lunch? Absolutely! Uh-oh. Mr. Wright, you have to do something. Do I have any evidence to stop this?
Objection!
5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest. Think about it. You could make pasta in that amount of time. If you like it al dente. I've got lunchboxes that tie pasta into knots, rookie. A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange? Strange. If you were a criminal, What would you do in 5 minutes, Your Honor? Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey! Don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill anyone. But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run. But this time was different. This guy died at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable. GR! Well then, it seems we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go? Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of a professional history. We did it! We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright! That was too close. I'm afraid that the corpse of Queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned. Hold it! Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right? That's the one she tried to foist off on me! I prefer not to take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence. What was that? Is this another one of her trick lunch boxes? My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr. Ah. Is this your jumbo lunchbox? Woohoo! A triple-decker! Out of deference to the witness's determination, I'll allow one more testimony. Let's hear about this decisive evidence. Like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed. What's she going to pull out of her lunchbox this time? Let's find out. Witness testimony. Decisive evidence. I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? No, you did not. 2 types of blood were found in the shoe. One was, of course, the victim's, and the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence. What? There was a blood found on that shoe? Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs. Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence? Simple. As I've already said, I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself. And you had blood tests performed? Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics. In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. What? You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule number 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen. You could at least study some evidence law. Really? The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another count against your witness. Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged. Victim's shoe added to the court record. White enamel shoe. Bears traces of blood from Goodman and Lana Sky. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Cross-examination. Decisive evidence. Well, let's take a look at this shoe. This blood, it's my sister's, right? It appears so. Lona's right hand was bandaged when I saw her in jail. She must have cut herself at the time of the crime. Poor sis. Now you may think that, whoa, what the heck is this? Ah, there's blood here too! On the sole of the shoe? It's gotta be the victim's. He must have stepped in a puddle of his own blood. He must have stepped in a puddle of his own blood. Oh, this blood. It's horrible. This blood might be an important clue. You know what I like to do? I like to... Why did you lie about those 5 minutes? I guess you could say I just wanted people to look at the results. The results? How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very own eyes. Compared to that, a 5-minute blank means nothing. Then why didn't you just tell the truth? Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of the vile lot known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged testimonies, erasing or manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book. This when the suspect is admitting she did it. But false testimony is the most despicable crime of all, Miss Starr. Let's just get this over with. And you found this shoe at the scene of the crime? I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for the police to arrive. So like an ill-trained pooch, you snuck off with a shoe. I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. This shoe is my secret weapon if that should happen. See this fashionable basket I have here? It carries more than lunch boxes, gentlemen. I'm happy for you and your lunchbox bag, really. In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. Now tell us what you did next. 2 types of blood were found on this shoe. One of was, of course, the victim's. So you brought it to the forensics department? If you're going to submit something as evidence in court, you need it approved. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by a forensics expert. And she got away with a little coup because she used to be a detective. The shoe does appear to have bloodstains on it. Well, the man was stabbed after all. And that blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman. As I said, there were 2 types of blood found in the shoe. And the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Miss Lana's thigh. You can't say for sure the blood belonged to the defendant with a blood test. You claim to know something about blood tests, rookie? Huh. Well, speak up! Well, blood comes in 4 types. A, B, O, and AB. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was committed in cold blood. That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright. Actually, we can differentiate between millions of types with all blood tests out there, which means that we can more or less narrow any sample of blood down to just one person. Or so I hear. That's pretty specific. If I had a little more time, I would have gotten DNA test results. But they said there's very little doubt it could be anyone's but Miss Lana's size. So the suspect's blood was found in the victim's shoe. That ties her directly to the death of Detective Goodman. I was afraid he was going to say that. I can't let this evidence go through without a fight. You ordered the peppered fish guts, right? Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some, like your client, season enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup. Mr. Wright, do you or don't you have the problem with this shoe? A problem? This is critical. Is there a problem with the victim's shoe? If I'm not imagining things, I'd say there is one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction. That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I'd give you a peppered fish gut now. But you couldn't take the heat, could you? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with this evidence. I wonder if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of this shoe. Don't mess with me, rookie. Or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe. Indeed, there is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of this shoe. It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about the blood on the bottom of the shoe? Oh, wrong button. The problem lies in the footprint. The footprint? Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime? Aha! As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about this shoe. This picture only shows off part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints. Then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. Order! 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 Well, witness? What? Huh? Great going, Mr. Wright, but it's true that the lack of a footprint is a contradiction. But then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint. Oh, that's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint. Think, Mr. Wright, think. Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just gonna find a contradiction. What? Hold it. Hold it. I see. Now I get it. Get what? Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. And there's one vital hint to the truth in her testimony. What are you talking about? Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, tripped over an oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rawr! I thought that was a strange thing for the normally cool-headed chief to do. No kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that... I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. So apparently you're not the clothes conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory. Witness! Well, was the oil drum empty? The oil drum tipped over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. Water? What does that mean? Still don't get it, Mr. Wright? Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason? Aha! You don't mean... Yes, the suspect knocked over that oil drum for one reason, and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would become evidence against her. Wah! That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoe tie her up quite clearly to this murder. Then after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs. Why, that's the prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence. That reminds me, Miss Ty's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she cut herself when she stabbed him? So that's when my sister's blood got on the shoe? Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial. Mr. Wright, do something, please! What? What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime, and she tried to conceal it. But... Enough. There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor. Very well. But Angel Star's on the prosecution's side. She could have been lying about the water. This court finds the defendant Miss Lana Sky. Hold it! Little girl, what did you just say? Huh? Me? Did you say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side? Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Well, I thought you'd had your fill, but here you are demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox. A lunchbox called evidence. Wait! Witness, don't tell me you have something else! The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments and you will be held in contempt of court. Your threats don't stir the cough up, Queen. Look at this! A photograph? I had it just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the Hawaii shoe didn't belong to the victim. I see no room for error on this evidence. Mr. Wright, wait! Look at the asphalt in this photo. Hey, it's clearly wet. Erasing the last trace of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all. It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case in the beginning. And it seems this is what your sister wanted anyway. I'm sorry, Mia. Right. Wet or not. Don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself up off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up. Not until the bitter end. This is the last piece of evidence. Very well. This time I'd like to declare a verdict for good.
Objection!
Your Honor, wait! What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can it wait? No, it can't. Then it will be too late. Look at this photograph, the last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. So, Wright, are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence? Yeah, I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this. I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the problem in this photograph. What is with this muffler right here?
Take that!
The problem in this photograph is here. What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler. Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor, you just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf in any kind in this photograph. A muffler is also a part of a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system. A pipe. I see. And I see. What's that suspicious looking claw sticking out of the car's muffler? So what if there's something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Objection!
Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony. What? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to this case.
Take that!
Well, Your Honor, how do you feel about that? Actually, I don't feel well at all. I have this pounding headache. No, I meant what do you think about this? I'm afraid the reason for that headache is you, Mr. Wright. Oh! Oh!
Take that!
There, that's the other. Now I realize what it was. Because she said muffler to, because she said muffler. Ah, now I remember. Okay, now I remember. Alright. Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court. Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Muffler. You're... Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence. Oh, whoa! Well, it seems we will have to suspend the proceedings. Suspend? I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any question unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed? I suppose so. That was close. But we made it. At least for now. This court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all. He's still hungry? To be continued. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead, take another little break, and I'll be right back. I just realized I forgot my thing was off. We're starting over. February 23rd, 11:56 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Mr. Wright? Huh? What? Are trials always like this with you? Like you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake about to reach the surface, but no matter how hard you put on you never seem to get there? Pretty much. Except today we're swimming in quicksand. So what happened to your sister anyway? Apparently she got called off to the judge's chambers. Probably something to do with that piece of cloth. So, this is where we turn this trial around, right? Our only weapon, a tiny insignificant piece of cloth. I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant to tell the truth. Hold up, partner. They say you saw a red claw to a... They say you saw a red claw to a bowl and it'll fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a youngin' at least. Officer Marshall! Thought I'd come take a look-see at how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They've got the whole ranch out there tied in a fort in enemy territory. Not hard to slip out, huh? What's going on over there anyway? All the police I've seen these last 2 days have been really on edge. Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people compadre? You could be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example. Officer Marshall? The whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scars. She wasn't even wearing a scarf. You don't say? Now don't that just beat all? I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time. I saw it that day too. She was wearing a red muffler. What? At the award ceremony that afternoon. Edward's seen it too, I'd reckon. What does that mean? In the photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf. So, this star wasn't mistaken. Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns. And sometimes you just gotta let that bull go where it will. Time will tell. I have a bad feeling about this. So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright? If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Hoo-wee! Hoo-wee! February 23rd, 12:32 p.m., District Court, Courtroom number 9. I'd like to resume. What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution. Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue, your lips are purple, you're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. What's more, your eyes are unfocused, you doubled over, your back is bent. It can't be. This can't happen. I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth. Well then, I believe it is time we continued on with this trial. During our recess, I had requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation. This is unacceptable! The judge like, what the hell? It seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself. Excuse me? Knock knock? Who's there? What's with this guy? A strange, stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. Hey! The temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in. Who on earth is he? Oh, it's you! Are you gonna say something, bro? Oh! Oh! Sorry I'm late, Edgy. The roads were packed. It's just me. Long time no see, eh, Edgy? How have you been? Swim much these days? Oh, hello, hello. No, I've been so busy. Busy, Edgy. My boy, you have to make time to relax. Yes, indeed. Edgy. Seems to be his nickname for the judge? I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you? Ah! So you're Righto, the attorney! I've heard good things about you, son. Thanks? So sorry about our little worthy giving you all the trouble, eh? You know, we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly! Little worthy? Mr. Wright, you don't know the district chief of police? Chief of police? He's the top-ranking police officer in the entire district. Name's Gant, Damon Gant. Pleased to meet you, everyone. So, to what do we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it? Well, it's worthy here. Look at the poor fellow. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this. Hey, that's my sister's muffler. So, mister, I wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, this guy really was wearing that muffler. But to think that it was stuffed into the exhaust pipe. On Little Worthy's car, no less. What? It's really quite embarrassing, even for us. What's this? It's what you'd call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this. Chief, what kind of outfit are you running? Mr. Edgeworth, how could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job? Now wait a minute, Worthy. I've no desire to hear your excuses. I'm telling you to wait. Why didn't you hear me? Have a look at this document where it says person in charge of investigation. There's no mistake with that signature, is there? Miles Edgeworth. That's not fair. On the day of the crime, I had your head in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel, but you're the person in charge. I'll expect a written apology. What? Are you serious? Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made. This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words. This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. Gah! The court accepts this new evidence, but I'd like to ask the defense a favor first. Yes? Just to be sure, I'd like to take a look at the blade of this knife. The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not. Would you open it up for me, I wonder? Yes, well, I think all you have to do is push that switch and... If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore. Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point it at people anymore. Come on, just hurry up and open it. There's a small tag on this knife. It seems to say SL92. What does that mean? Well, I've heard something similar. DL6 of DL6 incident fame. But it's strange. Huh? What is? I'm not certain, but I get the feeling I've seen this somewhere before. Letters like this, or letters that look a lot like this, somehow. What? Don't scare me like that! I'm the one who's scared! Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off. And this dark red stain. Blood? Switchblade knife added to the court record. Found at the crime scene. Wrapped in the defendant's muffler. Small tag attached. This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us about the split between the prosecutors and the police? And this knife? Sure thing. Not a problem, not even a little one. Really? Witness testimony. Department in disorder. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and the Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. A detective was killed at the police department, see? What a mess! The time of the crime? 5:15. Strange coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. Oh, that was a murder at the police department? A detective? That's hush-hush information, Reggie. They haven't exactly announced it yet. Wait a second. You said 5:15. That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Order! Anyway, there's the department. We're all flustered, as you might well assume. We're in the middle of a top-secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay? I think we understand the police department's situation. Well, Mr. Wright, two detectives killed at the same time in two different places. The chances of that are really slim. Scientifically speaking, of course. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness. Very well. However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand. Cross-examination. Department in disorder. Excuse me. Special? Hard to come by this particular knife anywhere else. Might that special thing be this little tag? Oh, sorry, Wright, but I can't say that now. Not that! We've established that the knife in Goodman's chest was this knife. Now why was there another knife at the scene of the crime? That's quite a mystery. And like a mystery, it's wrapped in something. A muffler! Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. This knife was found on the scene of our crime. I think that makes it connected to the case, don't you? See, there's a lot of things that go on at the department I can't explain. It's delicately, okay? Sorry, Righto. Maybe there's something about the knife that will give us a clue. Let's examine that knife all we can, Righto. Get this Goodman. I think perhaps the pieces are falling into place. I should try presenting a piece of evidence that's had me stumped all this time. So how are things down at the department? I think I know what this is here.
Objection!
Yeah, in case you guys didn't notice. You notice this right here? It's 2/21. SL9, but it's upside down. It also has a Goodman, it also says Goodman on the note. So it is tied to him for sure. And also, you remember the knife? It has SL2 on it. Wait a second. Ah, at last! An honest to goodness objection. This knife. This has to have something to do with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? Ha! And honest to goodness, what do you mean, Trilogy? This is great! Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL92. And this is important. Why? Over here we also have a memo that was written on the body of the victim. What's this? 6 minus 7s, 12 divided by 2? Your Honor, it's upside down. Upside? The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But turn it around and what do you get? Oh! Whoever wrote this note was holding the paper upside down. SL9. That's the same thing that is written on the knife's tag. Order! Well, Chief? Oh, well. I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, right-ho? I win? What game is this guy playing? This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. So this knife was stolen? Yes, but on the day of the murder. It was evidence, you say. Was it in fact a murder weapon? Nice! Good show, little Willie! It was a murder weapon, as it happened. It was evidence of a case long since solved. So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder. And it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edward's car. Hard to think there isn't a connection there. That was a bad name for the department. Something happened at the police department too, huh? You got a good look in your eyes there, right home, my boy. Sharp, hungry. So, something did happen. And why wasn't I informed? Why weren't you informed? Well, why didn't you ask? No matter, I understand. You were busy and what was on his face and all. Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day? The picture was cleared to the police department, see? What a mess! On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Edgy? I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. Just arrested? That was quick. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, right-ho. I suppose I could help. If you help me by giving me data on your case. Oh, good one. This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. You know what we could do? We could be a fucking smartass. Where was the victim found? How the victim was killed? When the victim died? Well, we already know when the victim died. It said it was at 5:15, so we don't need to answer that one. So tell me, where was the victim found? Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found, but I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. The evidence room? Wait a second. I have heard of that. The evidence room. Didn't he mention that in his testimony just now? The knife was evidence in the case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. There's the connection between the two cases. You seem happy, Mr. Wright. Happy? We just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case. With the link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now I can get Dan to testify about the details. Chief, the defense's position is simply this. The connection between these two cases has already been proven. You don't say? Well, out with it, righto. What's your connection? Yes, out with it, Mr. Wright. The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room. Not to mention the victim had on him the case number on their knife's evidence tag. And we also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room. Indeed. There do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence. You two make a good pair. It took my men 2 days to find out what you deduced right here. Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department. See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet and all. Can we get the information unofficially? Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all. What? Really? Who would have guessed? I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim at the department, okay? If you're going to tell us a little, why not tell us everything? Ah, well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly. Oh, well, I guess I might as well try to get what I can out of them. Okay, how about you tell me the victim's ID number? Huh? Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that. Of course not. You won't tell me their name after all. Please keep a timeline on ID number, so don't go getting your hopes up. The number is 5842189. Well, that's quite long. And we have to remember these. It drives me nuts. 8, 2... I can't do it. You didn't even get the first number right. Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything? The ID number of the victim at the police department. Actually, it does tell you something. 5842189. It does say something. 5842189. That's Goodman's ID number. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think. Meaning? It has to be what I think it is. But what does this mean? Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. To say the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department tells you something? What does it tell you?
Take that!
Witness! What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night. No, it's just, I got confused. And this is shut the fuck up, Edward. You've been confused yourself. And this is news? Huh? Just come out with both guns blazing, like you always do. The police department the prosecutor's office. 2 places, 2 detectives murdered at one time. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here. Oh ho! Is it yours? No, Your Honor. I'm a defense attorney, remember? This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, Wright-ho! Personnel IDs are top secret! Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189. And this means what exactly? Huh? Wait! That ID number we heard from the chief earlier. That started with 82... I've forgotten. You didn't even get the first number right again! The number the chief of police gave us was 5842189. Wait a second, Wright. What does this mean? That's what I want to know. The 2 ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that? Oh, ho, ho, ho. Sharp as a tack, right-ho? Sharp as a tack. But wait, Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot. Yet a Detective Bruce Goodman was also killed at the police department, in the evidence room, at the exact same time. That's impossible. So what we're saying is, the same person was killed at the same time, and in a completely different location? Order, order, order! Chief, what does this mean? No, what I want to know is, why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of the case. Now, just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered. Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait. I said wait. Oh, didn't you hear me? The oversight. The grave error? Mr. Edgeworth. They're yours. What? How? How dare? We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekins who brought you the news. Officer Meekins? Mr. Wright, where have we heard that name before? Wait! Aha! Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, to report to the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. You don't mean him. According to Meekins, you didn't accept the report. Hard to believe. But your officer, he told me. He said that report had nothing to do with the Walnut Sky incident. Detective Bruce Goodman murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on the top of the report. Gah! Why didn't your officer tell me? Honestly, I'm not sure if that officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged. In any case, this is a serious error. A gross negligence on duty on your part, Worthy. But sir, you could have submitted this report this morning to the court as evidence. Then no such luck this time, Worthy. Or should I say, unworthy? What? Now, what was the second rule of evidence law, Well, Mr. Wright, Huh? Oh, well, it's, Rule 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And how is this rule relevant? Normally, you submit a list of evidence to be used in court before the trial. This report wasn't on that list. So, what does this mean? I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. The connection was just proven by Wright over here. Good job, Wright, my boy. Huh? I was just doing my job. No. No! It seems we have come to the end of this trial. I know you're going through a tough time, Worthy. What with all those rumors? You were even in the defendant's chair just this past December. I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. Mr. Edgeworth, please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened, if it's the last thing I do. You'd benefit results this time. Really? You have my profound apologies, sir. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. I will grant one further day as the prosecution has requested. Will that be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake, I hope it's not decisive. Very well. Court is adjourned. To be continued. Alright. So, that is going to be it for this episode of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Next time, the second day of investigation plus the third day of the trial begins. Maybe possibly do the investigation as well, we'll see. But either way, depends on how long it takes for us to get through the investigation and trial of day 2 and 3 respectively. Either way, that's going to do it for me here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time, this is Forrest Walpole, signing off.